So I'm giving you guys some real insight and some real game into. I wish I could have had these 5 things or understood these 5 things when I was younger, going through and training and working out and thinking I was getting better. But I was hitting a ceiling with my training and working out that I just couldn't overcome because I didn't know these 5 things. I wish I had OG to sit me down and be like, look, youngin, do this right here if you want to get better. Do these 5 things. Now, of course, there are a lot more, but I think understanding these 5 things would have helped me a lot more, specifically when it comes to just skills training and developing that way. So, first and foremost, I wish I just would have just hoop more in general. Like I didn't play enough basketball. Now, I'm not talking about playing with your school or playing AAU ball. I'm talking about just outside the park hooping, outside play. I did that a lot, but I wish I would have played more and played around different people. There were times where I should have played, but went outside and played with other people I didn't know because I didn't know them. I didn't go out and play, so I missed out on that opportunity to expand my game a little bit more and get better by being challenged by an unknown player or some unknown teams that I didn't know about because I want to stay in my little comfort zone of playing right here in this area. So the number one thing I probably wish I would, well, I don't say number one, but the first thing I wish I would have did was just play more, just hoop more in general. Which leads me to number two is a little bit less 1-on-0, one against cones, one against chairs and trash cans, crossing them up, having my highlight mixtape against nobody, and did more group work. I wish I could have had some more players to train and work out with instead of just doing everything by myself. I wish I would have had more exposure to hooping against physical bodies rather than just against myself and being by myself sometimes. Because sometimes that group work of uh, mentally knowing that somebody else is here has a level of accountability that makes me go a little bit harder. And plus, you get more similarity to what you're gonna have in the game versus being out there by yourself. So being out there by myself, I don't have to worry about the ball being stolen or being rushed to my shot not as much because I by myself. I can get into my shot, be a little more comfortable, whatever. You know how you play that game in the drive where you by yourself and it's, oh, Brian's coming down the court Kobe Bryant's coming down the court and he has 2 seconds on the clock and he has to shoot 3, 2. Oh, he misses. Oh, he got fouled. Oh, miraculously the refs put more time on the clock. That whole game where it's a game winner. And then until you make it, it's some random excuse. You got fouled or you messed up the clock or something's wrong with the court, something wrong with the ball, whatever. That gives you more opportunities to score rather than you just actually missed the shot. If you get that against another player, you missed. That's it. Versus you missed, but you get 30 more chances. So that the different mindset switch, it was just it's a small piece of why hooping and training against other people would mean a lot more than just training by myself. So more group work would have had more similarities and more carryover to the court and to the game than doing stuff by myself. Which leads me to my next point of more variability and more constraints. If I'm going to be by myself, I wish I would have had changed the variability of how I did certain stuff rather than only doing like block work of catching and shooting at the same spot, doing the same things over and over again. Doing pound drills just over and over by myself all the time in the gym by myself. Wish I would have had more constraints to be like when I'm doing certain stuff, I can only do X, Y, and Z rather than just going to my strengths or just going to doing these few things. I wish I would have expanded my bag mentally and in my skills to say I can't do this, but I can do these. I did that a little bit, but I wish I did more of it because that would have helped me grow. Instead of having these 3 lanes to drive down on this road, I would expand out and had 6 more, being a way more a more well-rounded player and I had more depth to my game than what I had. So I wasn't bad, but I could have been a lot better by adding more variability and more constraints. And so next is just being more confident. That's probably the biggest hurdle that I had, and I know most players have, is just being more confident that they don't have the right mindset about them in their games to really go out and perform how they should have. I could play. I was decent. I wasn't, the star player, but I had a lot more room for improvement. I could have shown a lot more if my mindset let me show a lot more. So going back to what I was saying earlier about not wanting to play, part of the reason why I didn't want to go play, part of the reason why I didn't want to train in groups because my confidence wasn't there how it should have been. I should have been more confident to be able to just go out and do more stuff. I would have been more confident to train more and be more consistent because I got tired and frustrated. I was beating myself up because I messed up or I didn't have a good training session last time by myself. And I would just be so frustrated. And it all came from the root of being less confident I should have been. I wasn't as confident as I should have been or could have been. So I wish I just been more confident in my game be more confident to keep training rather than, very insecure and mentally weak about my situation. And so I wish I could go back and tell young B like, yo, just be more confident, bro. You can play, you good, bro. Like just keep training, keep working out. Like stop being so inside your head about your confidence. Like I promise you, bro, you don't get more confident by stop training or being more confident by training inconsistently. You get more confidence by training the right way and doing it more often and being a little bit more diligent with your work than what you're doing right now. And so the big piece of not being confident affected my mindset to where I wasn't enjoying myself. And the last thing I probably would have told me back in the day, young B, make sure you have fun. Don't ever lose fun of what you're doing, man. Because there are times where I wasn't having fun. And that affected my confidence. That affected me wanting to go train and go hoop. And I lost fun because I took it so serious. I lived and died by the result of what I had. If I wasn't playing well, if I wasn't training well, if I had a bad game or whatever, I was down here. Like everything was down. Life was down. Mindset was down. Everything. I took it off the court. I wish I would have did that. I wish I just had more fun and kept it loose and kept it light to where, you know, it's just a game, but at the same time, it's not just a game. You know what I mean? Like, I really care about it that much to where it impacts me. I wish I would have found that balance sooner, been able to keep my confidence high and kept the fun high and but still to the lost personal enough to where I still trained and worked out and developed more. But because I wasn't having fun training sometimes, and I wasn't having fun because my confidence wasn't high, it lost the love, it lost the flavor of what it took for me to be in basketball. So I wish I would have had more fun in my training and kept the fun and kept the confidence up to where I would have kept training more, had more fun, and would have got better. So my skill training sometimes I kept it to where it's boring and I kept it mundane. Not to say that it's not supposed to have some level of boringness to it. I'm not saying it's supposed to be 100% fun. It's somewhere in the middle. It's a scale. So some days it's going to be more fun. Some days it's a little bit more boring, a little bit more repetitive. You need a good blend of all of it. That's why I said before I would have did more variability and more constraints rather than just block work. I wish I would have kept it a little more fun, a little bit more loose, and a little bit more creative rather than just doing the same thing every time. But I wish I would have kept it more fun in my mind and enjoyed the process a little bit more. I would have enjoyed playing with a group. I would have enjoyed just hooping out and playing more. I would have enjoyed being more confident. But I kept the fun out of it sometimes that made me resent it and I didn't enjoy it as much. It didn't bring me the same feeling that it should have because I took the fun out of it. So these are just the five things. It's so much more I wish I could tell my younger self. But strictly when it comes to skills training, getting better in that sense, I wish I would have done these five things and known these five things back when I was younger, man. So let me know what you think. What are the things you would go back and tell your younger self? Or what are five things that you wish that you knew now or that you could go tell somebody else that you had when you were younger? Let me know which one resonated with you that you feel like, man, I wish I'm gonna start doing this more now. I'm gonna start having more fun. I'm being more confident, trusting myself now, trusting my skills now. I'm gonna stop doing so much one on zero, one on cones, one on air stuff, and go find a group to train in. I'm gonna go hoop more. Whatever feels that you feel like for you that you wish you could tell these five things for yourself, wish that you can apply to your game right now. Which five things mean the most to you right now? So put in the comments below. Let me know what you think. If this helps you out, let me know. But I appreciate you watching and see you guys next video. Hey, relax. It's okay. Listen, I understand that your goal is so big that it just feels daunting. It just feels overwhelming. Like you're trying to get to the NBA, you're trying to get to the WNBA. You're trying to play D1 college ball. I understand sometimes that feels like a lot. But listen, you're not gonna make that jump from now tomorrow to be to the league or be in D1. So let's just slow down and focus on the whole journey. Enjoy where you're at right now, but don't get too comfortable. You have to still keep working. You still have to make some type of progress and still keep growing. All you gotta do is think about this. If the minimum I can do today is get 1% better, you winning. Because there are some people gonna take a step backwards. There are some people that's gonna stop and just be equal. But technically, you're not gonna be equal because I'm getting better than you, so it means you fell backwards now. And so you gotta get 1% better. Because it's a slow grind from where you're at now to where you want to get to. You don't have to worry about taking over the world in one day. Just take over step by step, one piece at a time, 1% better. It's a whole journey. Okay. You got this goal that's just hanging over you, weighing you down. But this goal, the end destination, it's not gonna change. So you have to appreciate the journey and taking steps to get there. You're a marathon runner. But the whole marathon is about focusing on that next step. So I need you to go ahead and look at whichever one you want. You can get this one of the other ones. But I need you to get this reminder for you. Get you a hoodie, a t-shirt, whichever one, as a reminder that progress is my only goal. And progress don't mean I'm perfect. Progress don't mean I'm there. Progress means I'm getting better. Because better and better adds up to being the best you that you can be. But the best is not existing because you're always going to get better. So get you this peaceful reminder right here to say, hey, all I gotta do is be a little bit better, 1% better, and I'll get to that goal at some point. So remember, it's about the entire journey and not just the end goal. Because progress is the only goal.